Hi there. It's day 13 of our year through the Bible. In chronological order, we're on Job 35 through 37, and Elihu is continuing to speak. He's a young kid, and he is rather stupid, and he's going to get his comeuppance. But we'll listen to him complain over here. Thinks he knows what's right and what's wrong. But God's going to speak tomorrow and put him in his place. But let's continue. Elihu condemns Job. Now we know Job was a blameless and righteous man in the eyes of God. Okay? And that didn't change. Elihu answered and said, "Do you think this to be just? Do you say, it is my right before God that you ask, what advantage have I? How am I better off than if I had sinned? I will answer you, and your friends with you. Look at the heavens and see, and behold the clouds which are higher than you. If you have sinned, what do you accomplish against him? If your transgressions are multiplied, what do you do to him? If you are righteous, what do you give him? Or what does he receive from your hand? Your wickedness concerns a man like yourself, and your righteousness a son of man." Because of the multitude of oppressions, people cry out. They call for help because of the arm of the mighty. But none says, "Where is God my maker, who gives songs in the night, who teaches us more than the beasts in the earth, and who makes us wiser than the birds in heavens?" There they cry out, but he does not answer, because of the pride of evil men. Surely God does not hear an empty cry, nor does the Almighty regard it. How much less when you say that you do not see him, that the case is before him, and you are waiting for him. And now, because his anger does not punish, and he does not take much note of transgression, Job opens his mouth in empty talk. He multiplies words without knowledge. Whoa. He just called Job stupid. God's not going to like that, is he? Elihu extols God's greatness. And Elihu continued and said, "Bear with me a little, and I will show you, for I have yet something to say on God's behalf." You like that? He has something to say on God's behalf. Right. "I will get my knowledge from afar, and ascribe my righteousness to my Maker. For truly my words are not false. One who is perfect in knowledge is with you." Wow, he's called himself perfect. Holy cow. I wouldn't even say this today. One who is perfect in knowledge is with you. Ooh. "Behold, God is mighty and does not despise any. He is mighty in strength and understanding." Of understanding. "He does not keep the wicked alive, but gives the afflicted their right. He does not withdraw his eyes from the righteous, but with kings on the throne he sets them forever, and they are exalted. And if they are bound in chains and caught in the cords of affliction, then he declares to them their work and their transgressions, that they have been behaving arrogantly. He opens the ears to instruction and commands that they return from iniquity. If they listen and serve him, they complete their days in prosperity, and their years in pleasantness. But if they do not listen, they perish by the sword and die without the knowledge. The godless in heart cherish anger. They do not cry for help when he binds them. They die in youth, and their life ends among the cult prostitutes." Wow. "He delivers the afflicted by their affliction, and opens the ear by adversity. He also lured you out of distress into a broad place where there is no cramping, and what was set on your table was full of fatness. But you are full of the judgment of the wicked. Judgment and justice seize you. Beware lest wrath entice you into scoffing, and not let the greatness of the ransom turn you aside. Will you cry for help, avail to keep you from distress, or all the force of your strength? Do not long for the night when people vanish in their place. Take care, do not turn to iniquity, for this you have chosen rather than affliction. Behold, God is exalted in his power. Who is a teacher like him? Who has prescribed for him his way? Or who can say, you have done wrong? Remember to extol his work, of which men have sung. All mankind has looked at it. Man beholds it from afar. Behold, God is great, and we know him not. The number of his years is unsearchable, for he draws up the drops of water. They distill his mist in rain. which the skies pour down and drop on mankind abundantly. Can anyone understand the spreading of the clouds, the thunderings of his pavilion? Behold, he scatters his lightning about him, and covers the roots of the sea. For by these he judges peoples. He gives food in abundance. He covers his hands with the lightning and commands it to strike the mark. Its crashing declares his presence. The cattle also declare that he rises. Elihu proclaims God's majesty. At this also my heart trembles and leaps out of its place. Keep listening to the thunder of his voice and the rumbling that comes from his mouth. Under the whole heaven he lets it go, and his lightning into the corners of the earth. After his voice roars, he thunders with his majestic voice, and he does not restrain the lightnings when his voice is heard. God thunders wondrously with his voice. He does great things that we cannot comprehend. For to the snow he says, fall on earth, likewise to the downpour, his mighty downpour. He seals up the hand of every man, that all men whom he made may know it. Then the beasts go into their lairs and remain in their dens. From its chamber comes a whirlwind, and cold from the scattering winds. By the breath of God ice is given, and the broad waters are frozen fast. He loads the thick cloud with moisture. The clouds scatter his lightning. They turn around and around by his guidance, to accomplish all that he commands them on the face of the habitable world. Whether for correction, or for his hand, or for love, he causes it to happen. Here we go. Hear this, O Job. Stop and consider the wondrous works of God. Do you know how God lays his command upon them and causes the lightning of his cloud to shine? Do you know the balancings, the clouds, the wondrous works of him who is perfect in knowledge, whose garments are hot when the earth is still because of the south wind? Can you, like him, spread out the skies, hard as a cast metal mirror? Teach us what we shall say to him. We cannot draw up our case because of darkness. Shall it be told him that I would speak? Did a man ever wish that he would be swallowed up? And now no one looks on the light when it is bright in the skies, when the wind has passed and cleared them. Out of the north comes golden splendor. God is clothed with awesome majesty. The Almighty, we cannot find him. He is great in power. Justice and abundant righteousness he will not violate. Therefore men fear him. He does not regard any who are wise in their own conceit or heart. Yes. Right. He does not regard any who are wise in their own conceit, which is this whole line here could describe Elihu right here. Wise in his own conceit. He thinks he knows it all, but he knows nothing. I did jump ahead and read 38. That's where God starts speaking, and the Lord answers Job. Yeah, and this is tomorrow's, okay? Out of the whirlwind. And we won't start reading that, although I want to. Never thought I'd be excited to read Job, but yeah, the Lord's going to speak tomorrow. So, that is day 13, and it's about to get really good. So, we'll wait for that. You know, we have lots of people like this out there today that think they know everything, and they're young, and they won't listen to the wise counsel of their elders. You know, fools in their folly, everything that we've been reading about in Proverbs, about people just like this. You know, so there you go, day 13, and it's getting good. It's getting good. We just started this. We got the whole year, and we will do the whole thing. You know, I'm thinking ahead of what's going to happen when we start doing all the Psalms. You know, 143 of them, and, you know, but it will. We'll get through it, the whole Bible, and then we'll be able to say we have read the entire Bible in a year. Okay? Good. See you next time.